I've decided on walnut and hard maple. And here I'm using my electric hand planer to make sure that the joints are absolutely flat. And I'm not sure why I don't use this planer more often. It came out great. Now I really want to drill the hole right in the center between the two pieces. That's probably a really crucial step if I want the bottle stopper to line up half and half. I know I've mentioned this in other bottle stopper videos that I've made, but if you're using softer woods, you want to use a drill bit hole that is 2 sizes smaller than your mandrel or your tap threading. This will create larger threads in the wood and have a really strong fit, and you'll reduce the likelihood of the wood stripping out or the threads. And next I'm just cleaning up some of the sides, that way I can have a flatter surface to draw on. Here I'm using some carbon paper and I'm just tracing a basic horse shape that I printed offline for a chess piece, and then I'm kind of estimating the bottom base, and I'm going to cut my horse shape out with my scroll saw, and you can use other methods if you don't have a scroll saw. And I just wanted to show you, this is how I store my blades. I have all different kinds of blades. They're categorized by color and by tooth and size. So for this project, since it is at least 2 inches thick, I'm going to use this thick wood cutting blade. It only has 7 teeth on it, and it's much wider than my other blades, and I'll have issues turning tight corners, but it should get through this thick piece of wood. But again, you'll notice because of this, I will have to take a lot of individual cuts. But the blade being thick like this makes it so I can get through this thick piece of wood. I also added this hardboard as a zero clearance around the blade, which considerably helped out with this small piece and holding it, because on my saw the black insert around the blade is a little lower than my table, and this smaller piece kind of wants to dip down and not stay flat, and this really helped with that. I also decided to put on some gloves because the piece was getting smaller and smaller, and I was just getting too close to the blade with such a thick piece of wood. Fortunately, nothing happened, but please be safe. Since I had to take so many individual cuts on the scroll saw, there was a lot of rough edges on this piece, so I am trying to smooth these edges out on my oscillating belt sander. Next, I'll take some very light cuts to start on the base and rounding the horse. when you actually start turning the horse shape, you really want to take some light cuts and keep in mind when you're pushing that there is some spots that have some air voids, and especially be light touched around the horse's nose. There is quite a bit of tear out around the edges, especially the horse's head, but this will get better the farther I go down and round out the horse a little better. You'll also notice that on the maple, the horse's nose lost a piece, and this could be to the aggressiveness of the carbide tool, so I'll try to go lighter around the nose, even more than I have been. And after only a few light cuts, you can see that a lot of the tear out is already gone. It's rounding over better. Some of the maple chunk is gone. You still have to watch cutting over the ears, but I really feel like it's going to get better, especially when it gets closer. It has a smaller diameter than the base, which is what I'm going for. And also you'll notice that I'm kind of tapering the bottom of the horse head up to the horse's head on the top at a slight taper. Here I've actually switched over to a 3mm beading tool that I just purchased like a week ago, and this is actually the first time I've ever used it, what I'm showing here. So if anybody has any tips on using beading tools or sharpening, I'd love to hear some. So I've decided to reconstruct the top bead and make a larger, or I should say a deeper cove between the base and the horse head. By the way, this tool I'm using is a small micro tool. It's a round nose scraper. Now I got the basic shape of kind of what I was thinking, and I'm going to start with a 150 grit, and there's going to be a lot of detail sanding, so I'm going to be doing a lot of rolling of paper and folding, and and then I'll work my way up to a 600 grit. Here I've decided to make some horizontal coves, some small ones across the horse's nose, and some larger ones on the sides of the horse. Oh no, it came out okay. I think I could definitely improve this next time better. And the face got a little short, so I think I would try to leave the nose longer next time. But from the side, I think it looks really great and it has a nice horse profile. But the front is kind of more like, I don't know, a reptile or a serpent. A lot of different techniques that I haven't tried before, but it kind of gives me a lot of ideas for other projects in the future. It doesn't have to be a chess piece or a horse knight. It could be anything you want. I like it. It's different. I like the two pieces for a chess piece, the white and black side. So for the most part, I'm pretty happy with this. This may not be everybody's cup of tea. It would probably only relate to a few people that enjoy chess or something like that, but it may open doors for other projects that you may want to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay safe in your shop as always, and take care.